she addresses she in my presence, blind with pride, just live the dream. Made to believe that deviation from her plan would lead to the devastation of a nation, no one around me. How can this be? Actions opposite of what she preach. Tells me be free, then she over short is on my leash, and I overlook it. Can't believe that she's crooked. Look at everything she done, plenty blessings I took from. Just the thought of it gives me sugar. Double cross me, she wouldn't. Couldn't fathom the plots and plans against a man when she cooking. Come on, put it. Know I love you and it's grown since birth. Elementary, learn your pledge. Taught me why you came first. Blood, sweat, and tears drop in the bucket. So much more you. Come on, baby, yeah. Send me to my grave. What? Big bitch gon' be the death of me. Yes. Yeah. I said yeah. Oh, yeah. I got a big mean woman. Check it out now. Lately she's influenced by power, corruption, money, greed. Funny thing, and folks invincible with something she needs. Barely feeds her own seeds. Trapped and struggling at home. I know she see me bleed, she disrespect, once more I'm gone. Tap my paycheck, tap my phone, watch what hand with the road I'm on. Once take the bank, she's illegally on. That right there, find the straw wrong. I big bitch, officially on. I ain't giving up till one of us gone. Time for me to make the real point of the song. Hitting a patriot, that's what we know. It's time to be the oath to the Constitution. Men run you, better watch you doing. Pretty little mo, keep trying to rule. Rights we're born with, we ain't gotta prove them. How are you abused? Got shit confused. You work for the people, don't serve you. I'ma say it one more time, better watch you do. Big brother, little boy sees you.
What's going on, everybody? How are you? I'm Manny with Riders Academy. We're here at the New York Safety Track. Special things happening with certified knee draggers. Rookie events happening. We're here to try to cater to new riders, street riders, people that have been curious about the racetrack and haven't been really sure of how a track day goes. Riders Academy is paired up with certified knee draggers to help these new riders become comfortable with the new environment here at Safety Track, to ensure that you understand how a track day goes, how it differs from the street, what is going to get us through a track day safely. We're here to help you feel comfortable with new people around you, the family environment within the paddock. We want to make sure that new riders come and understand how to stay safe. We want to try to help this sport grow. We want you to come with friends, family. We want everybody to enjoy themselves safely. As a newcomer to the track, I know there's a lot of in-between questions that are unanswered. It's difficult to answer them without actually coming to the track. The small things as far as, where do I park my car? Where do I pit my bike? Where do I register? How do I get in on and off track and everything? You're gonna find a smiling face that's gonna help you find somewhere to set up your pit. Gonna hold your hand a little bit through these little footsteps to get you to the registration. If you have questions about gear, we're gonna have guys that rent some gear out to you. Carlos with the certified knee draggers, he has the nice air vest for sale. We're gonna make sure that you have all the small things covered so that you are able to enjoy your day out here on the track and go home safely at the end of the day. Tire pressures, lean angle, body position, throttle application, brake application. Riders Academy is gonna take care of all of this with you, along with knee draggers. Please reach out to us and we're happy to help. I'm here to answer all your track questions. So please reach out, sign up with knee draggers, sign up with Riders Academy. We're here for your riding and track needs. Check us out.
Send me to my grave.
Let me tell you about this little lady in my life.
Send me
I guess
to
you could
my
call it a prearranged
grave.
relationship. Since neither of us.
Yo, what's up, everybody? I'm gymkhanajosh, and welcome to Beyond the Apex, where we talk about motorcycle everything and then some. Tonight we have a very special guest with us. She's not currently located in our geographical region, but she's going to be joining us from Alabama, actually, Barber Motorsports Park. She's been down there racing and doing the damn thing. But before we get to our guest for this evening, over to my left and to your right, you'll see my co-host Butter. Butter, what's up with your brother?
What's up? What's going on, man? Long day, long last 48 hours. Look who popped in.
Got it.
Awesome. So give us a second on. We'll bring you in a few minutes. So yeah, we had a really interesting day. It was Yamaha Day. So we had a crap load of Yamaha bikes that we tested today. It was pretty intense. A lot of people show up. So many people from different organizations that showed love to us. We had the Firm MC. We had New York City riders. We had just local group riders that support the spot, support what we do. It was pretty dope. I got to test a couple of new bikes. It was pretty dope, man. It was a really great day.
Well,
Represented certified knee draggers beyond
what
the
was the point
apex.
of the day, like the track day? What were they out there for?
So the day was to promote two things. So the dealership, it's the dealership's way of saying thank you for being customers of the dealership. So you get a track day for $99. You get to test ride all the new bikes that are coming out. So America was the first region to get the R7. They have multiple R7s available for testing. The R1s were out, MT-07, Strikers. I mean, just about every bike you can possibly think of, Yamaha had it out there. Shout outs to Ruel and Jeff who organized this huge event. It was really dope, man. It was just a really great day. A lot of great weather. It was an awesome day all around. We also found out some other great news. Some of our certified knee dragger family podium. We had Yandel put his first place, and we had my girl Lisa. She came in third again. She's doing really good in her first year racing. It's really good that the certified knee dragger family, New York Safety Track family, is growing, and we're out there making a name. We were out here at New Jersey Motorsport. I definitely didn't represent. I think I came in last place in every race.
They were actually racing. They're actually racing out there, like
No,
keeping.
no, it was there was a lot of novice people. I there was a couple of almost mishaps. I'm not one to like run up and like try to beat somebody up because he didn't know what he was. So it was a couple of guys who were like in the midst of a turn, you're like leaning your bike at a 90-degree angle almost, and he jams the brake on you in a turn and then goes wide. So, I had to like call him out and just, hey buddy, let me just explain something to you. I know you're driving this $17,000 bike, but don't throttle it in the straightaway and then hit the fucking brakes. You know what I mean? So it's just like, take it easy, tone it down, just keep it in the slow pack. But, most people, for the most part, people were just like, taking the advice, like, hey, I'm sorry, I apologize. So it was cool though. I had a couple of coaches talk to them and take them out. So, that was it. I mean, it was really great. Shout outs to my sister Sabrina, who really put an awesome day together. We had our food and drinks and just a whole bunch of promotion. It was just crazy, man. I mean, the best part of it was people who just randomly came up to me like, oh, yo, you're from Beyond the Apex. That's dope. Certified knee draggers. I had guys that are like, yo, we want to join the Sunday, Monday event. Can we come up? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. He's like, yo, but Carlos don't take PayPal. I was like, give me the money. I got it. And they just handed me their money for a track day. I was like, that's dope that people can trust me. I was like, yo, I appreciate that, So it was a really good day overall. As we were busy at New Jersey Motorsport, our guest, and I'm going to bring her in. She is, okay. So we have a really. I've been following her on Instagram for a while. She's really awesome. Like I watch her Instagram, and I be like, I wish I could do that shit. um, she's totally
You
awesome.
can.
She's totally awesome. Her Instagram is Arister93. She's actually right now. Are you live from Barber? Are you live from Barber right now?
Yep, we're at Barber.
Wow. Okay. So there's a little bit of a delay over there, but she's live from
Yeah.
Barber.
I think
She
actually
had,
for the people at home, I don't know if maybe just due to the connection issues, maybe, but we can't see her video for some reason, but we can still hear her, so we can talk to her, but they're not gonna be able to see her, unfortunately. Can you hear me actually?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, the audio is fine, but yeah, every time the video tries to connect, I think maybe it's just due to the fact that she's at the track. There's just connection issue or something.
Yeah, we could hear her perfectly clear. I hear her fine over here.
Okay. I'm sorry to interrupt, but go ahead. Bring it.
That's okay.
Bring her in.
So, Arister 93, welcome to the Beyond the Apex. It is an honor to have you on the show. Thank you for coming on at such last notice. I appreciate that. So, give us a little bit about what's going on at Barber, what you've been doing over there at Barber this weekend.
I'm actually working with the California Superbike schools. In exchange, we get to ride with them, which is a really cool perspective from seeing, like, because we get, as the corner worker, we get to have the input on, okay, this person is braking late, this person is, and like they go over drills with them. So we get to kind of be in the mix of teaching as well as flagging and all of the good stuff. So it's nice
So
to
now,
have other perspective of it other than being on the track.
that's absolutely right, and you are our first guest that actually talks from that perspective. So I remember my first time I went to Moto America at New Jersey Motorsport, and I worked with this really cool guy named Froggy, and he is the man at New Jersey Motorsport. So you're right. This is actually our first episode talking behind the scenes on the track.
Yep.
So yeah, so sometimes we talk about the meatball flag, right? The famous meatball flag, the red flag. So, okay, so give us a little bit of your experience. Go ahead, take the floor.
I've learned quite a bit actually from them because they do drills like third and fourth gear no brakes, third and fourth gear light brakes, and like different gearing and stuff. So like doing that perspective from that point of view. No, I'm good. From that point of view is kind of I learned more than just sitting on the bike and taking this corner as fast as I can take it or picking up lap times. And so like not only am I learning from them, but I'm also like, all right, well, you can do this better as well.
Awesome.
Like
Awesome.
giving and receiving advice.
So now the trade-off is you work the corners these 2 days and you get like some track time with these people?
Yeah, we flag so many sessions and then we ride a session. It's usually flag 3, ride a session, which is plenty on the hot days, but yeah, that's kind of the trade-off.
That's pretty awesome. So I know I've personally never been to Barber, and there's some of our viewers are probably not. Give us a little insight on how good Barber is to ride.
It's fantastic. No tire snakes, no cracks in the pavement. The track is so wide. You have lots of room for error, especially if you're pushing. Like if you're like pushing to your limits and you make a mistake, which we've all been there, and you just got lots of runoff and even in the grass, because we ride our bikes out to our session here at Cali Superbike School. So riding in the grass even is not terrible. It's so smooth still.
That's not an incentive.
That's a good
not an
thing.
incentive. You shouldn't aim for that though.
No, don't try it.
We'll let Josh know about it because he likes to hit the grass on first.
Funny.
I worked NCM, the first event last weekend, and I had an off-road excursion, and even NCM, like their facility is awesome, but it's still not as good as the grass at Barber.
So what does it cost to ride up at Barber? Like what's a daily fee to ride up at Barber?
It's in the 300s on a normal track day, like with different organizations. I'm not sure on pricing with the Cali Superbike School. It's a lot more in depth than an actual just a track day, which was interesting to me to find out like how it's an actual school, how you learn a lot more than you do like in classrooms.
Yes.
Well as riding on the track.
Hold on.
So
for your track
I
days,
think a normal track
day. Do you normally like fund the track days yourself, or do your sponsors step in and kind of like take care of that kind of stuff for you? Hello?
She's got a slow connection.
Oh yeah. Is it glitching out or something?
Both. 90% of the time it's out of my pocket for just a normal track day. I have help. Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, we hear you.
Who are some of your sponsors?
Okay. Um, I have a whole list. Let me. My first actual sponsor was 129 Photos from the Dragon. Like they've been with me since like day one of racing. Dave
Nice.
Allison specifically, he convinced me to race. I did the 129 bash at Tally, and the first time I got on my R3 back here, and people were like, "Oh, and he's like, no, you are. Like, if I help you out, will you go race? And I'm like, well, yeah, because that's a big reason. You know, it's really expensive. So like he sponsored me from the get go. And since then, people just kind of started picking up on from social media. Really, I have Moto Hub. I get some parts and things from them. Sport bike tire service. They help me out with some tires, which Michelin as well helps me out with tires. I get all my gear from, not gear, all my leather stuff from Moto Gym Racing Leathers, which is wonderful. Like fully custom suits. They have awesome neon collars. They're like actual neon. Um, you can get boots, gloves, leathers from him, which I do. I love them. And then LS2, I got helmet sponsor from them. Let's see what else. TST Industries, they help me out with some parts as well, and then Vortex helps me out with parts as well.
Wow.
That's
I
pretty
think that's
dope.
all of
It makes a difference.
I can't even get a pair. I can't even get a pair of socks from Curtis Certified New Jersey, right? I'm just joking. Carlos is great. I mean, Carlos has given us tons of stuff. He's actually great, man. He keeps the brand really going. So that's pretty cool. So for those people that hear her lovely voice, she's also a smoke show, guys. So definitely check out her Instagram. And for those of you that don't know, so my co-host will be going to do some military duties, serving our country as he's always been, faithfully. He'd be on a hiatus for about 8 weeks. So she will be co-hosting with me every other week. And I am bringing the lovely Alisa. My
Yay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be doing the show with two beautiful ladies for the next when we start this,
I
Josh.
mean, I'll still be around for the next like 2 or 3 weeks.
We didn't ask you all that. When do we start?
When do you start?
Nobody care about me. When do we start?
For anybody
Girl.
that's out there that might
Nobody-
care about me, I'm not gonna be on the show for maybe 8 weeks. It's starting June 21st, so I think that's like a Monday. So it's gonna be a couple months at least.
Okay, so yeah, so I'll be co-hosting every week. Both of the girls will be on the show within the next 8 weeks. So that'll be dope. Look out for how do you pronounce your first name?
Ani.
Ani. So look
Yep.
out for Ani. Check out her Instagram. Not only is she hot, she's hot on a bike. She's hot on a bike. So that's like porn on top of porn. Like she's. Well, I mean, that's like, so for us guys who don't do like OnlyFans, that's our OnlyFans. Watching hot girls on motorcycles. Yes, you got my $40. Get on a motorcycle. Let me see what you got, sweetie, and I'll send you my $40. All right, I like that.
I guess I should start posing by my bike a little more then.
Real, right?
Actually,
Like,
no, she's done some modeling too. If you check out her Instagram, she's done some modeling stuff too.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
try to refrain from posting a little bit of that on there because people are like, I'm here for the bikes.
Gotta cater to the audience, but I don't know. Most guys are gonna be down for
Yeah.
whatever, motorcycles or whatever.
They're coming to check it out.
So my
There's
question,
a few on
my
there.
question to you, I don't want to reveal your age, but how long you been riding?
This will be my 4th season. I kind of started at the end of the season. It was October. I bought my first bike and got on track in November of 18.
She didn't waste any time. She was like, you know what, this bike
No.
thing is too tame for me. Let me just go ahead and bring it to the track.
And then started racing. Let's see, 2 years in, I started racing the 3rd season, which was last season.
So by any chance, do you follow my little idol, Elisa? Do you follow her?
I follow quite a bit. I can't keep track, so I'm sure I
She,
do. If she's a girl on a motorcycle, I
yeah,
probably follow her.
she's her Instagram is racing classy, if I'm not
Racing
mistaken.
Classic 2.
Um, I'm not sure if you heard the story. Like my first day at the track, I'm on my ZX10, and this little 13-year-old girl blows by me in her 300, and I'm like, and I'm over here looking. I'm thinking it's a guy, right? But it's a little
Nope.
girl, and I look for this little kid, and I'm like, "You're the one who passed me." I was like, "Jesus Christ, I got a lot of work to do." So she's been my inspiration since, and she did really good. She was up at Summit Point this week with Yandel from Certified Knee Graduates. So they've really had a great weekend. I'm really excited for them. So if you don't follow her, I would love for you to follow her. She is my inspiration to continue this track stuff. All you girls are. I think it's one of the greatest things to see women out there kicking ass. And today I did have an ass kicking concept, and it was a girl. So I'm in with a coach from NSU, and he's like, "Let's do these lines, right?" I'm riding my Triumph. Now I'm back on a Triumph, and we're having fun. You know, I'm hitting the lines with the coach. I was actually doing 10 more miles faster than I was on my own because I followed him, and I just kept looking at him where he was going, and I kind of went in a little bit faster. I was doing well, and then this young lady, blonde hair on an R6, comes on my side. I pull over and she passes me because I didn't want to have her fight. I'm not fighting for no positioning. I just give her the opening.
Yeah.
Man, and she comes up in front of me and I'm like, wait a second. Oh no, this ain't happening to me again. No. But it was cool because the coach decided to take the both of us on a run and we would just synchronize. And it was pretty dope, man. Coach had some really good criticism for us, about so I learned something really cool today. Not that I didn't learn many things at other track. So one of the coaches was saying how in turn one at Thunderbolt, he wanted us to keep going and apply the brake later into the turn so that you're not braking before the turn. And I caught myself. Like I was braking way before the turn. And he blew past us, the coach, and he didn't brake until he actually hit the turn. And I was like, whoa, that's kind of crazy. So he was explaining to us like, ride the brake into the turn, and you're getting there faster and coming. It was so weird, but when he explained it, it made sense because we actually were right behind him when he did it, and we saw where he started applying the brake, and all it did was, again, like they teach you, your tire widens out a little bit as you trail brake, and then it was just an awesome sight to actually see it after being explained what we were doing, what we were looking into. So it was pretty
Today
dope.
was your first day?
I learned a lot. Today was my first day at Thunderbolt on the new bike.
Okay.
Yes.
Interesting. Hey, yo, Ani, how many like podium finishes have you had in your short racing career?
Oh God.
Oh God, like too many to count, or?
I lost
Oh
count.
my.
Let's just say I've had at least one, most of the time, two podium every day, every race weekend that I've went to. I've made podiums.
Okay. So for such a short
so
period though, to have that many podium finishes, like who do you credit that to? Like where do you get your skill from? Who do you learn from? How have you grown as a rider? Because I mean, maybe you're a prodigy. Maybe you just jumped right out there and you were getting podiums right away. But
No.
okay, so who actually like inspired
No.
you? Who got you where you're at right now?
Actually, my boyfriend Perry Hoover.
Shout out to Perry Hoover.
Perry Hoover. Yeah, he's worked with me literally since, well, we met a month or so, like, which we've known each other for a long time, but like I bought a bike and then we kind of started hanging out a little more, and then he got me on track first. I was telling this story earlier. He actually had shipped me he's like, "Hey, you want to go to a track day?" And I was like, sure. So he had a suit shipped from Florida to Little Tally. Never tried it on, never anything. So I waited on the package to get to Tally to try this suit on. I wore his old boots, his old glove, a helmet that was a size too big on my head. And just went out there and turned laps at Tally. So, and then it's just progressed from there ever since.
So I mean, like, so he got you started. Does he coach you along the way too, or do you seek out other people for coaching as well?
I literally take advice from everywhere. From he's my main source. It's like if somebody tells me something, I go straight to him. I'm like, are they an idiot or are they on point with it? Like, should I take this advice? Like, so I always go to him just to make, because as a female rider, and I hate to say this, but the mansplaining is real. Like, we get lots of that.
Oh, we get it
always
too.
kinda
We
like-
get it too. Don't
You
even.
do?
Yeah, of course.
See, I don't have that perspective. So, but yeah, he's my main source of learning. But I do, like, I take all the advice from everywhere. If I'm at a track day, I picked a coach and I'm like, hey, you're my coach. Like, I need you, like, as many times as you'll go out with me, like, let's go ride the track. Tell me what I can do better. Like, I'm always, always, always like, what do I need to do better? Do I need to work on body position? Do I need to work on time? Do I need to work on lines? Like, whatever it is, let's work on it.
Yeah, that's really good. That's really good. At least you got somebody in
So
your corner too.
We have kind of like a hidden gem here in New York. We have a Yamaha Championship school rider coach who actually helped put that stuff together, Manny, and he's available at New York Safety for like one-on-one lessons. Like, this guy is like super, super, super dope. Like,
On
he's
and
the
off
man.
track.
Yeah, on and off track.
Yeah.
He's super cool. So we have Riders Academy at Rider School, correct, Josh, or Riders Academy at New York Safety. If you come up with the rookie group, you actually get his expertise throughout the whole day for like $125. You know
Holy
that,
crap.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's like a bargain, and that's just him giving back to the culture. He's a saint. God bless him. It's just awesome. So a lot of the stuff that we do here in New York, we credit a lot to New York Safety coaches and the Riders Academy, Riders Club at New Jersey Motorsport. There's some amazing coaches there, older guys that race and stuff like that. So we've actually come full circle with pricing, because when I hear some of the prices at the track, some of these tracks like $500, $400, I'm like,
Yep.
these New Yorkers be crybabying over here for $150, $175, even like $275. Because when I hear what other tracks cost, I'm like, wow, that's
Yeah, I think here at Barber it's 300 and something, which is like one of the high. It's Barber, so it's worth it. But
Coda's 500 a day.
ooh, see, I didn't know.
Yeah, Coda,
Holy crap!
Luna, like those guys are like $400 or $500 a day. So we're actually certified knee draggers locked in a day in November. There's actually a big New York East meets West type thing over at Coda in November 29th. Am I correct, Josh? It's about around that time.
27th, 28th, 29th, right in there.
Yeah. So we'll be invading Coda. It's gonna be really, really dope. We got a great deal, like with the whole package. You get like 2 days and your transportation for like one set price.
Yo, actually, Ani, have you ever done a ladies only track day? Like, you ever been with one of the Rest to Race lines or the GPMX Dirty Girls Club or anything like that? You done like a ladies only event?
Yes, I did one 4 days ago.
Where was
Saturday.
this? Who was hosting that?
Yeah. By track time, Tally.
How does that compare? Like, how does that compare to I mean, obviously, I know you're racing too, but like, how does a track day with them compare with like a track day from another organization?
It's definitely a lot different. I feel like females are a lot more like giving
No
on the
mansplaining. We
track.
know. We know.
Like, I don't know, it's just different because you got all your ladies there, and it's like we're all like, which I guess we're all there for the same goal, male or female. So I don't know. It's just having ladies there. It's just the mentality, I guess, of I don't know. It's a little different, but I don't know how to explain it.
You guys, so it's more like you guys culture each other, and
Yeah.
and you're not battling like Neanderthals. Am I correct?
No, we do. We do.
But in a good
We do.
way,
But they do it in a
right?
nice way.
It's like it's like a bake-off, right? It's like, oh, I can make chocolate chip cookies. Oh, me too. And then it's like you're trading recipes on the track, right?
Yeah, the only thing, like honestly, the only negative thing that I think I've ever heard about any of the women's track days is that, of course, like sometimes women can be catty and like they can be kind of
Yep.
like the velvet dagger, you
Cliquish.
know, like they can say things
Yeah.
and just be offensive, but not try and be offensive, you know. Whereas guys will just straight up tell
Yep.
you like, "Yo, dude, you suck." Like,
Yes.
yeah,
100%. That is exactly it. But back to the girls like being nice to each other, like we absolutely do not. Like we will go bumping elbows into turn one, like and come off the track and we will hug each other. Like
well, see, that's cool,
it's definitely not easier.
right?
Like
Oh
at the mock
shit.
race this past weekend, like they do kind of it's called a mock race. So anybody who wants to try it out, like you just grit up and you go out there and you just no rules. It's a race, but it's not timed or anything like that. So I'm like on a 300, so like I kind of put myself back a little. Like I didn't want to be on the first row, even though like I'd race because there's 1,600s, 300s. Like we're
Mm,
all on the track together. So like I come up and I'm like third place in turn one, and I see the two girls ahead of me literally bumping bikes together, elbowing each other, and I'm like,
oh,
all
oh, they're
right.
serious out here.
Yeah,
Damn, that's
yeah,
serious.
yeah. It was fun. I'm pretty sure there's a video on TikTok of one of the girls. I'll have to find it and share it.
TikTok. Yeah, so you said you're
But
on the 300. You're on a
yeah.
300. That's like your dedicated track bike 300.
I was on an R6 before I started racing. Um and I still ride street as well.
Yeah.
So like I broke my foot literally pulling it out of a parking lot. I literally tipped it over on myself and was in a
Wow.
cast like up to my knee forever. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna post it for sale, and if it sells, then I need a 300. If it doesn't sell, then hell, I'll just keep my R6. No, it sold in like 30 minutes. So I was like, well, guess we're getting an R3. But it's probably the best decision I made though, like because I went from a 250 to an R6, and then I went back down to the
Mm,
R3, and it's taught me so much. Like I don't think I would have progressed as much as I did had I not bumped down.
mm.
So I tested the R7 today at Yamaha
Oh,
Day.
I want to try it so bad.
So it's kind of like a 500. I'm gonna call it the R5.
What?
Um,
Yeah.
They
it's
were
because
building that up
you're
so big though.
so this is what happens, right? So it's basically an MT09 motor and stuff like that package, MT07, excuse me, package, but packaged in a full fairing bike. So
See.
because the R6 was, discontinued, they figured they make this cool underpriced track bike and tame it down, right? So for most people, a 300, a 400, 600 is pretty much enough. Like even for me,
Yeah.
like 600 is enough. You got those egotistical maniacs who have to ride leader bikes on the track, and
Right.
so for them, but there would be more people. So Yamaha kind of smart because I had a conversation with Darren, owner of a Yamaha dealership here in New York, and he kind of changed my perspective. He said the sports bike demographic is changing, it's shrinking down. You're getting more people to come out to the track, you're getting more people to want to ride track or buy a bike and just go outside of the city. He claims that this is probably going to be one of the hottest commodities of
Wow.
2022, hands down.
Wow.
He said sales are going to rocket. There's a waiting list already. um, it's not going to be an oversaturated sale. They're going to be limited quantities, but I think Yamaha has something good here because what happens is, and as someone who works in a dealership, so I get these kids, they come in and they're like, yeah, I want an R6 or I want an R1. And then you give them the price and it's like,
Mm,
whoa, it's more than
Yep.
what I make. Some of these kids don't even make that much and they're like, damn. But then they see like an MT07, they see those, FZ9s if we have one left over, or a Z8 or Z6 or Z650, and the price actually helps. Like, oh, 59.99, 69.99. That's a little bit, that's half the price of a super
mm,
sport. So they jump all over it. So if you see this R7, and pretty much, like I said, the uneducated consumer like us guys know DR is not going to push more than 80 horsepower, and
Right.
they're going to buy this dope looking R7, which ignorance will be bliss at sale, right? You want to buy this nice, it's $8,000 bike, and it's like, wow, it's a lot less than an R6. So I think the uneducated consumer doesn't know nothing about these bikes being tamed, and they're gonna buy it. They're gonna spend the money. They're gonna think it's like the greatest thing since sliced bread. That this 700 bike is for so cheap, and it's gonna sell. It's gonna sell from ignorance. People who want a track bike that's a little bit tamed, because the bike is a really awesome looking bike, really awesome looking bike. So there's gonna be a lot of mixed reviews on purchasing this bike.
Ani, have you ever?
Yeah, I have
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I have a M7, and like I really like the bike, but I don't like the position that it sits in. So like I feel like the R7 would be, I don't know, like the in between.
Actually, Butter, you didn't like the R6,
it's
the
absolutely.
ergonomics of the R6. Was the 7 better?
So for me with the R6, the gas tank was very bulky. I know Ani don't have this problem because she don't have the same parts I have. So sitting on the R6 for me was very uncomfortable. It was it was reckoning. So it was really when you're not physically comfortable on a bike, it just doesn't. But again, the R6 is not made for a big 265-pound guy. It's made for like a 150-pound dude. So it's an awesome bike. People swear by it all the time, but the R7 is a little bit more sleeker. It was fun. It was a really fun bike. You got that low end compression, so if you're in tight turns and stuff like that, you'll be able to crack the throttle and out of it. It's got its perks. It's got its
Ani,
perks.
you ever thought about getting a bigger bike or changing it up a little bit, or are you just content with what you got right now?
I actually have a couple weeks going back and kind of playing around on the R6 again because I miss that bike. Kind of getting a little bored of the R3 just because I feel like I'm pushing it like
What?
I
see the
doing
pictures
a lot.
of you out there on the track on your Insta. How can you be bored and be having that much fun? That's not possible.
Yeah, I feel like I'm just at the point to where I've done all of the things with the R3.
Wow.
Well, then I would
it's
say
still
the
fun.
R7 would. I mean, if you're just going to use it for the track, then I
Yeah.
would suggest the R7. It would be awesome for that. I think and I think that's what it's geared for. Someone who wants to ride a bigger bike, and not no knock on any girl. I see a lot of females ride the R3s, the R4s, I mean the ZX4s, whatever, Ninja 400s. But maybe you might need a little bit more pep in the step. And I think the R7 brings that. It brings that whole little bit more power, a little bit more aggression, a little bit more torque. I think that's awesome, especially if you decide to want to go further into the tracking or racing. Then it'll be the next step before you jump on the leader bike. I think it's a great move for that.
Hey, thanks for C Martinez for just subscribing to the channel. Appreciate that.
Yay.
Yo, Ani, what's your favorite track to hit? I know you're talking Barber's amazing, but is that like hands down the best one, or?
Surface wise, facility wise, yes. Layout wise, my favorite has to be Pit Race. It's Pittsburgh. Just because like you're always busy, you're always doing something. There's elevation, like there's like a lot of straight. Like you're working the whole time, and I feel like that's what I look for in a track.
You gotta come to New York Safety, girl.
Yeah, kind of levels the playing field, especially for us on smaller bikes.
So the New York Safety, there's not much straightaway either. It's 18 turns, 27 elevation changes, tons of hooks. Yeah, the only straight you got is the straightaway, and that's it. Yeah. And once you come off that straightaway, it comes into a J turn and then flops into 2 more turns right away. So,
if you
ever want to come out.
You ever been up here? You ever been up here to like New England, Loudon, or anywhere up here? New Hampshire, nowhere? Yo, it's
No,
time.
haven't been
It's
that
time.
direction yet.
It's time for that to happen.
I do need
Definitely,
to get up that way.
yeah, you definitely got. Let us know if you ever want to come up. There's plenty of track days. Owner here, Greg at New York Safety. He's super dope, and I'm pretty sure he'll be hyped to have you as a guest at the track. Come up, wheelers and getting you a place to stay and stuff like that with your boyfriend. That's cool, man. You guys want to come up? You definitely, if you like that whole no straight, just plenty
Yep.
of change. Oh man, so a lot of people who come to New York Safety, they feel like when they ride that track because it's a more technical track. When they go to other tracks like West Virginia or Summit Point, they feel like, man, like this place has prepared us for these other tracks.
Yep.
So
Actually, the R3 is
like
king
like
there
like
too. Like, an R3 is amazing for New York safety.
yeah, no, it's definitely definitely a really good track for the smaller bikes. And I know Lisa can testify to that. She loves it up there. She's up there constantly practicing with her dad and stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure the more practice she gets up there and she goes to these other tracks, she's gonna see it's easy. It's like a piece of cake for her.
Let me kind of change gears a no pun intended. Let me change gears here a little bit. So obviously, she's got the reputation on the track. She has podium finishes. She has quite a history now within the past 4 or 5 years running on the track. But you've also been down to the Tail of the Dragon. We talked about that a little bit earlier, even a little bit on the show. So what is your opinion or your feelings towards like the track enjoyment versus the dragon, or like the twisty roads on the street? Where does your heart lie?
Um,
Hmm.
that's tough. I have to say track. Just the fear factor of animals, cars. Like you don't have to worry about all that. But at the same
Wait.
time,
I had a beaver cross me in turn 7 today. He looked me dead in the
fair
eyes and
enough.
was like, "Go ahead, buddy." Like he gave me the fucking right away.
He gave you permission.
I'm coming off the turn and I just grab a fistful of brakes like, whoa, and then I come up, I straighten up, and then I just I went around him and he just looked at me like, all right, and he just took off. I was like, holy shit. That's like the third time I get a fucking rodent across the track on me.
Fair enough. There was like a 5-foot black snake here at Barber, like headed across turn 2. So fair enough, I guess.
So what's the breakdown for you, track versus street?
It's definitely two different feels. Like I absolutely love both. I just get two different things out of both of them. Track, I get freedom with no worry. On the street, I get like financial security. Like I don't have to pay as much to go ride up there. I got a lot of people up there that family really just go and see, and just it's kind of more chill, more laid back. I don't have to work on a lot. I can just ride. Like I'm not pressured to like do better.
So I recently just came back from the Tail of the Dragon, and obviously, let me tell you something. I actually, I don't know if you guys can see it. Can you see it? Ooh, my mic. 143, the Sharahala Skyway. Have you written that?
If it's up there, I've probably wrote it.
I rode that, and I was convinced that God is a motorcycle rider.
Yep.
So I did my research on it's called the Sharahala Skyway, and the reason why it has that name, it encompasses 2 national state parks, the Cherokee National State Park and Mulahalla National State Park. So this highway that constructs, it combines both national state parks. It was built, it took 35 years to build, and it cost $100 million to build this track. I'm pretty sure God must have funded it in his own way, because it's like 70, 80 miles of 5,000 foot elevation. You're riding down. Well, we took it going down. Halfway into this motherfucker, my body just shut down because I was bouncing around. Like even after you ride the tail, you're bouncing around 387 times. Then you go and you ride this monstrosity and you bounce halfway into this thing. My body was just like, all right, dude, you're going down this hill in neutral at 5 miles an hour because It is amazing. I mean, the Smoky Mountains, 28. Have you taken 28? You know, when you come off the entrance of the tail, you go left up to 28. That takes you into like Fontana Resort and all that up the dam. Even
Fontana
that
Dam.
road. Yeah, we stood at Fontana Village. That place is gorgeous, man. We had a really good time. So, I mean, I definitely want to do it multiple times.
Yep.
The Dragon was cool. It was just too many people. So if I do
Yeah.
the Dragon, I would have to do it like we did. We ended up going there on a weekday. So the first 2 weekdays we rode, it was pretty much empty. And then Saturday morning when we went to get to breakfast, it looked like a fucking marathon over there. I was like, holy shit. So we actually just went somewhere else and we went back up on the Skyway, which was really, really good.
Yeah,
But it was really nice.
That's kind of like the unwritten rule. Like you get up before the sun, like right when it's coming up, but about 10 or 11. That's when everybody starts coming out, and then after 5, everybody clears out, or go on a weekday. We don't.
We saw some whack jobs doing it at 10 o'clock at night.
Yep, that you'll have those.
And this guy said, "Oh, those are regular guys. They do it all the time." And I'm like, "Wow." And he said they use both they use both sides of the road though, because most cars are not going through there at that time. And if they do, they see the lights way before they actually come around the bend. So
Yeah.
those guys, shout outs to those crazy fuckers out there that do that shit.
I have to say the Z125 though is like my absolute favorite bike up there. Like hands down the funnest time I've had up there. I'm just like, we can go and I'll just take the Z. It's totally fine. Like I'm not even worried about it because coming around a corner, passing like 3 or 4 Harleys on a pink Z125 is the most funny thing in the world. They're like, what just happened?
we saw multiple groups of Groms, and we didn't realize that was what it like. I guess now that you say it, it's a small bike. You don't really need a big bike to go around that. So anything on your bucket list that you want to do on a bike? Go anywhere?
Isle of Man, which I feel like's everyone's. Like, let's just go check it out.
They're not doing the race anymore.
Suicide
right?
Sunday.
They're not doing the race anymore, right? Like they can't.
I don't think so.
Well, they canceled last year. So any Isle of Man stuff like that, I got all the Isle of Man helmets. Got to be worth something because they created all this gear for the 20. I think that's a cool thing. I think the Isle of Man, of course, would be nice to ride, but there's this really cool road that someone sent me in Romania called the Transgagolin something. And it kind of looks like a tail of the dragon. It encompasses, it's around these huge mountains up in Romania. It's pretty cool. Definitely got to send you guys a screenshot of the actual map of the road. And I think, have you ever heard of Nova Scotia, the roads of Nova Scotia?
I've heard of it. I'm not.
So I've had a few people that actually rode it. We had a guest on the show. Her name is Portia Taylor. She's been to every state, Canada. She's written plenty. She's actually a spokesperson for Indian Motorcycles. She travels all over the states. And her and many other folks that I've spoken to that written it say it's one of the most beautiful sights. You're literally riding the coast of eastern North America just for hours. It's just nothing but coastline up there. It's really, really nice. That's one of the few places I'd like to ride up and check out. You can actually take a ferry. There's a ferry that goes from Maine into Nova Scotia, and you can put your bike on the ferry.
That's what you were talking about. I remember you talking about that. Right. Oh, shoot. About a year ago now.
Yeah, that's definitely on my bucket list.
So, actually, what is coming up for Ani? What do you have coming up on the agenda? What's on your schedule?
So we're at Barber. I will go to Nelson Ledges for a sprint race. We'll leave here probably Thursday evening-ish, drive 11 hours to
Ohio, right?
Nelson, Ohio, yes, which is close to hometown, or that's home for me, Ohio. But we'll go there, we'll do a sprint race, and then we will go back to the Tail of the Dragon for a Smoky Mountain small bore rally.
She's a regular, man. She's a regular at the tail.
Yeah, I'm so jealous. She's so jealous.
That's what I said.
It's like we have a place called Bear Mountain up here, and after riding the tail, Bear Mountain is like It's like a straightaway now. I was like,
Yeah.
no problem. Yeah. Now it's like, nah, I don't care for it. But I got a question. So, who is your favorite MotoGP World Superbike rider?
I don't follow it close enough to have a favorite. I know. I'm so busy all the time. Like, if I'm traveling, I don't have time to sit down to kind of like choose, I guess.
Don't feel bad. Me too. Actually, I don't. Actually, I
Yeah.
don't even have cable. I don't have it. Like, I don't have satellite or cable.
I don't either.
So I can't watch.
It's like if somebody
Uh,
doesn't have it on, I'm probably not watching it, or I'll watch like the clips from like the cool stuff that happened.
On the Facebook
I'll just
replay or
follow those.
Instagram or something.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
on that note, I'd like to send a rest in peace to Team KTM, who at the Italian MotoGP3 race, they lost one of their riders, 19-year-old young gentleman who was very promising. He was killed in an accident on the track in qualifying over the weekend. So, our condolences to KTM team, the Italian team, and his family. It was kind of, I saw the video and I was like, oh, it looks like a simple fall, but apparently he was hit, and the way he was hit on the back kind of like broke. It was pretty bad the way they described it.
I read about that.
It was pretty horrific. Yeah, it was pretty horrible.
Have you ever been down?
But
let's not talk about that. No. Yes, I have been down 3 or 4 times. I'm actually coming off a pretty bad crash at Little Tal season. It put me out for a few races. My first concussion. Don't remember a few days worth of events, so that was probably the worst. I had a couple low side, or I had one low side here at GNF last year. Someone oiled down the track, so like 41 of us went down. So I don't know if I count that one or not. Yeah. And then, well, every time I've been here so far, except this time, I've had a crash, which both times that I've been here. I shouldn't say every time, but and then cold tires once. Come up over 13.
I'm not the only one.
No, I come up over 13.
she went off in turn 13.
Hey, still cold tires. Cold tires, dog. Cold tires.
13. You went off 30 seconds into getting.
I didn't
into
wait.
the track.
I didn't wait. Cold tires or cold tires? Why wait till turn 13? I'm gonna get it out the way.
Excuses.
Yeah, we were putting around, and then I was going around on the outside, just cruising. Like I wasn't even railing yet.
Oh, yeah. See, I feel you.
The front, like I don't know, it just slipped out, and I like cartwheeled it. I don't know. I don't know.
See, you make me feel good.
All us other track guys, do you have a Frenchie too?
No, I don't. I don't have any animals.
I think it's the official track dog.
Aw.
Right, buddy? I don't know. Convince me to get me too.
So actually, when you go out to these races, do you have like a big setup, like a big old trailer and like all the amenities, or do you guys keep it real simple when you go out?
We're definitely simple. We travel out of a moto van, a Sprinter van. We sleep in there. We electric everything. It's the best. We tried trailer. We tried toy hauler. Like we've tried all of that, but I'm the van. Like I'm just like, no, let's just take the van. Like it's so much more compact. We can fit 3 bikes in the back. Like it's just the way to go.
Roomy. They're pretty roomy, especially the way you remove the seats and stuff like that.
Yeah,
they're pretty big.
We have the 2 front seats. Then we have like a mini fridge, microwave. Then we have like a couch kind of that stretches out to like a full-size bed, and then we have a bunk bed kind of on top of it that converts to like shelves, and then all of our bikes and stuff go in the back.
Yeah, you're doing it right. You're doing it right.
Pretty dope.
Next step for you will be upgrading to a mini school bus. Let me tell you, that's that's the rave now. Everybody's doing that.
It seems like everyone's doing buses now.
Josh is saying that because he just bought a school bus.
Yeah. I've seen that. I've seen that on Instagram.
Yeah.
I just think he's reliving his childhood. That's what it is. He wants to bang his head on the window when he's like.
That's hater talk right there. That's hater talk. By the way, Amanda Gomez, she's in the chat, Butter. She said, Laugh out loud. Need to get your dog's tracksuits and vests now.
Shout outs to Amanda. She just had a beautiful baby. Congratulations. She's like a little sister to us. Me and her dad used to ride when we were like younger, like 30 years ago. So
Oh wow.
shout out. Yeah, and she's a wrench girl too. Like she's not only a badass biker, she wrenches too, man. Like I would call her before I called myself to change anything. Like, yo, man, like, can you help me here? Because I got no clue what the fuck I'm doing.
Actually, Ani, you do work on your own bike too, right?
I do. Well, yeah, I do. It took me a while, but I'm always Perry's taught me from day one, like everything. So it's like, what are you doing? No, like let me do it. Show me how to do it so I can do it myself. So like I'm pretty self-sufficient for the most part now on changing whatever really needs to be changed.
That's badass, man.
It's pretty cool. So we talk a lot of track stuff here, and I just want to remind people that don't go to track. We had $25 you pay, and you were able to follow a coach today on the track. It's called a street riding. You basically just come in, you're like riding gear in the street. You didn't need a tracksuit. And I think we've kind of recruited a lot of people today. A lot of people were like, "Wow, this is pretty dope." They got to test, they got to test the bike. They were able to bring their own bike. There was just so many different changes that happened because of this. And Yamaha, again, setting the tone, giving people new things, and I think that is the way to go. I think the schools like NSU, Evolve GT, Riders Club Academy, they need to implement this more, where a person shouldn't have to invest all the money to get into the track. Where if you pay like a $30 admission and just have a session specifically for those people, there's no passing. It's just basically you're riding the course and kind of go into like these little classrooms and they explain to you. I think it worked because we had apparently when I first gave out the track session, the track information, we never thought we were going to sell this stuff, and they sold out immediately. So I think people are more inclined to want to get into this track stuff, and I think 2022 is going to be a really really good year for the tracks itself.
Hey, shout out to Edwin Velez, who actually just subscribed to the channel too. Thanks, man. We appreciate you.
Tell you a funny story with Edwin.
Yeah, he was
This is
saying he
pretty
was
cool.
out there with you.
Yeah, no. So we get to the track, it's pitch black. It's only all the Yamaha trucks. There's nobody else there, and he's got his tent set up, bike set up, and I pull in and I just start shooting the breeze. My sister and her friend are just sitting there, just chopping it up because there's nobody at the track. Man, we went from conversating to me storing my bike under his tent to having dinner to him crashing in my hotel room. He's like, yo, I got a hotel room down the road. I'm like, my man, I got an extra bed. Like, why would you drive when you could actually sleep at the track, like overlooking the fucking pit? He's like, for real? Like, man, come on in. And it's just the way this whole bike community is, that it was so trustworthy. Really great guy. We hit it off so much. It was just a really like shout outs. You listen, you know how it is, like all these amazing track wives. So my sister's friend, she is the best. I got into the hotel room, my charity, because they took all my track stuff. I actually rode down to the track. They took my tracksuit out, they hung it up, they laid out my boots, they laid out my bag. I was like, holy guacamoles, like Michelle. I was like, wow, Michelle, thank you so much. She really like, and even at the track, like having someone there, it's very important, having someone there to just help you with the stupidest shit, like putting on your boots, putting water in your water pack and your hump. It's so important, like, because if you go by yourself, it's just like, and it's not like if you go by yourself, nobody would help you, because you could always say, hey, you mind giving me a hand? And it happens all the time. You help people. And it was just pretty cool. So shout out to Edwin. I made a new friend at the track, and all those guys that were out there at the track, just like, oh, yo, I know you, like you're certified or you're from Beyond the Apex. I think that was pretty cool. And I really want to give a great shout out to Chance. So this young man that I met a long time ago in Coney Island, he was, if you see him, you would not expect him to be a motorcycle rider. Really quiet, laid back, African-American kid, real humble, very smart kid. And when I met him, I took a liking to him because he just had this really cool character about him. And I watched him on the track today. He was busting ass. Like I watched him cross the group and cut in between, and he was making his passes very safely. Like he wasn't causing no congestion. He was just doing his thing. So I just want to, I just want to shout him out. Yo, shout out to Chance, man. You really look good out there, brother.
For sure. Hey, yo, Butter, it's probably about that time we should start winding it down. Think so?
Yes, sir.
Hey, yo.
Yes, sir.
Before we get out of here, though, Miss Ani, Miss Arister 93, can you shout out the people at home, kind of let people know what's been going on, and yeah, like let's get out of here. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Hello?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay. I really just want to shout out my mom, my dad, my son, Perry, my tire guy for letting me use his trailer right now because we about went dead on the laptop. Jeff, which he's helped me quite a bit on tire stuff. Like he's my go-to. But yeah, that's about everybody.
Yeah.
And thanks for
So-
having me on here. This is
Yes.
my first actual YouTube thing, and it went surprisingly well.
Well, I wish we
we'll-
could have
we'll
gotten
stay-
your video in, but it's whatever.
Yeah.
But that's good. Stay tuned for when she hosts with me on her first show. Y'all can see this smoke show, guys. Yeah.
I'll
So
look
look out.
better than coming off the track all sweaty and
Well,
straight to the camera.
We'll get into details of it during the week after, I'll let you get through with your stuff this week. And then next week, we'll just, me, you and Josh will chat in between and we'll just let you know what you should, the way you have it set up now would be great. Whatever you want to put in the background, that'd be awesome. And then I'll go over some stuff with you prior to the show. We'll have a one-on-one, me, you and Josh, and we'll just go over like stuff that we're going to do. So yeah, I look forward to it. I'm going to be pretty cool. I mean, maybe we could just keep it like this because nobody wants to see his ugly ass anyway.
That's okay.
All right,
That's okay.
Josh, you ready for
Actually,
me?
I
You
was
ready
gonna
for
say
me?
Amanda Gomez, who's also been in the chat tonight, talking quite a bit. Thank you so much. She subscribed as well. We appreciate that. But yeah, Butter, go ahead, man. Shout out your people at home.
Same thing. Certified knee draggers, Prospect Power Sports. Awesome day today. We have we have a big event this weekend. That's right. Certified knee draggers Sunday, Monday. Guys want to come out? Hit me up. Hit up Josh. Hit up Certified draggers. Either way, I'll hook you in. We got you. Shout out to Scotty. Actually, he was actually at the track and he's like, "Yo, dude, I remember you. You went down in that green ZX10." No, actually, he said it was a Z. He thought it was a Ninja 300. I was like, "Mom, never go to Ninja 300. I do not fit on that. I think I would break the spring. I would snap the whole thing." But the person actually saw the accident and told me how it happened. So shout out to him. He was just like right there. He was taking pictures of everybody.
Hey, your
So
boy,
it's pretty cool.
your boy Chase is in the chat too, by the way. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. That's what's up. What up, Chase, man? Thanks for checking in. Yeah, I told him to check in on the show. It was pretty cool, man. Yeah, so shout outs to Mike's Pro Lit. Actually, for those people who watch the show that really know who Mike's Pro Lit is, he will be in New York July 8th through the 12th. It's going to be a huge ride out with Mike's Pro Lit. We're actually going to go to an event he's hosting at Poconos Harley Davidson. It's a huge event that he's hosting. He will be riding. There'll be a ride out from New York to the Poconos that Saturday. And Josh, you and I got invited to Sosa Ghost's party. Should be around the same time. So we gotta look out for that. Caught an invitation on the DM from him. Shout outs to Sosa Ghost of Demon Row. There's gonna be a huge party up in Connecticut. So it's gonna be a busy weekend that weekend.
Okay. That's what's up. Well, yo, with that then, for everybody at home, thanks for tuning in. We definitely appreciate it. In case you haven't been able to tell by now, we still do live every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on this channel. But the day after, I actually publish all the shows and other shows that we've been doing lately to the new channel, Beyond the Apex on YouTube. So check that out. Subscribe there as well. A little bit different content from some different people. But again, yeah, thanks again for everybody that checked in. We really appreciate it. That's really all I got for tonight. Hold on.
We're headed there right now. Taco Tuesday, Sunset Park, 46 and 2nd Avenue firm. They got Taco Tuesday, and tomorrow's Wicked Wednesday. DM for location.
Oh, actually, you know what? Now that I mentioned it too, I did want to say shout out to our ladies, Chachi and Kristen. for holding it down, for actually putting their show together, and they actually recorded a couple episodes so far. So yeah, on the new channel, if you guys go check it out. Ladies Night is not Ladies Night anymore. They got their own show. They're doing their own thing. So head on over, check it out. And as I always say, what?
Is it Wo?
Yeah.
Is it Womoto?
Womoto.
Womoto.
Yep. Motorcycle focused, women inspired. And they did a damn good job, actually. So go over and check it out, everybody. But with that, as I always say, leave this world better than you found it, people. Peace.